Ask Reddit, what is a creepy fact about the human body? Yeah, so I feel like the last one was a little too wholesome. We're gonna get a little weird today. Bodies will move as they're coming out of rigor. I've been bumped by a few. I'm a coroner. Bodies can also make sounds as the remaining air/gas leaves. 2 a.m. in the morgue, and I thought I was in Call of Duty Zombies. Good to know. I work in the ICU, and sometimes patients die, and we keep them in a room until they're transported to pathology. If they moved, I would scream. If you wear a glass which vertically inverts your vision long enough, your brain will correct it and you'll see things normal. But when you take those glasses off, everything will look upside down again until the brain recalibrates again. Thanks, bro. Now I'm saying Australian. The real reason for the 14-hour flight from Los Angeles to Australia is to allow our brains to recalibrate so we don't see things upside down. It all makes sense now. We don't just have one anal sphincter. When poo comes along, it passes another inner sphincter, which isn't under voluntary control, meaning you can do ooh with your outer sphincter, but not the inner one. You tried. That's okay. Sensory cells can detect whether you're about to pass gas or solid. From toddler age on, you can decide to go or not to go. That is the question. Oh my gosh. If the time isn't right, example, at a friend's house or no toilet nearby, the inner sphincter can push the poo back and store it there for later. That's why sometimes if you need to do a number 2, but don't go, the urge goes away after about 20 minutes later. But seriously, go if you can. Constipation risk. Gas can't be pushed back so easily, so we sometimes toot by accident when moving or engaging the core. Now, what about liquid? It doesn't seem to know liquid, so we play Russian Chartlet. Credit, Julia Enders. Edit, typo. And obviously, Russian Poulet was there, and I missed it, which is a more solid option. The ooh graphic. Everyone's sitting here now going ooh, woo, woo, woo with their buttholes. I'm curious how you guys would pronounce the ooh, woo, woo. Do you think I did a good job? Also, I think I should say here that I'm not fact checking these things, so hopefully they're accurate. I am trusting our fellow Redditors. When you get laser tattoo removal, the ink doesn't disappear, you pee it out. Your body's immune system breaks down the pigments of ink and it flows in your bloodstream, gets processed through your kidneys, then you pee out the ink. A final middle finger to your ex if you get a tattoo of their name removed. The front of your tongue is curious, constantly patrolling, and autonomous. It chases the dentist around your mouth, and you aren't even aware of it. So embarrassing and weird/creepy. Edit to add, there are few dentists in here, and this is my favorite comment. In dental school, I learned this fact when practicing taking impressions on each other. My buddy's tongue kept licking my finger. I asked him to quit licking me, and he was like, I can't help it. And then we switched places, and my tongue wouldn't leave him alone. And for those of you that don't think your tongue does, some of you are right, but the majority of you just think your tongue is behaving, but it is all over the place without you even knowing. The liver can grow parts of itself back. If you get a splinter or a foreign object stuck in your skin, you can hold a flashlight against your skin and shine the light through the flesh, and the foreign object will be a dark spot. Light actually passes through our flesh quite well. Also, if you shine a bright enough light into your mouth, you can see the light in your own eyes. Edit. I'm really glad that so many people have gotten out their flashlights and had some fun with them. Never stop exploring and being curious and trying to discover new things. The world is amazing and has so much crazy stuff to uncover. Y'all keep having fun now, and thank you everyone for all the wonderful replies and absolutely making my day. Y'all, that was so wholesome. We're trying to be weird in here and they come in with that. Bless. Your intestines know what shape they're supposed to be in and can move themselves, which means gut surgeons can just stuff them back into you when they're done and they'll sort themselves out. I've had my intestine resected, piece cut out, sewn back together, and now I am picturing the surgeon just shoving my guts back into me like a sleeping bag in a stuff sack when the job was done. The brain will always/usually try to ensure its survival. If knocking you out does so, then you will faint for the safety of the brain. I remember finding this once, but I don't remember clearly. Your brain does a slightly similar thing with sleep exhaustion too. When it gets to such a severe point that things start breaking down, the brain will basically say, "Not on my watch," and put you into a micro sleep. We've probably all had micro sleeps before, when we're overly tired, but the further you slip into sleep deprivation, the more dramatic they get. Your brain will trigger them more and more out of necessity, and you'll find it harder and harder to get out of them. When my sleep disorder was at its worst, I would find myself completely unable to open my eyes after my eyelids were dragged shut by sleepiness. The more I forced them open, the further I went into hypnagogic hallucinations. There'd be pink animals floating across the lecture hall, sounds would become distant echoes, and everything would rapidly become a rainbow swirl of tunnel vision. My next recollection would be that time had jumped 3 minutes as I'd fallen unconscious on my desk. After each microsleep, the next would be harder to snap out of because my brain needed, to wrestle me down and hold me there. On bad days like that, I'd be unable to stop walking in the street because standing still would trigger microsleeps, and I'd collapsed once or twice before. Same goes for the bus. Absolutely no sitting because I'd wake up at the terminal stop. I'd essentially had between 5 and 10 actual restful sleeps out of the whole 365 days. The other days could be a combination of 1 to 4 hours of effective sleep. Thankfully, my disorder is now about 75% treated. That sounds extremely difficult. I'm glad they've got it mostly under control now. I myself have something that I call glitches, which now that I've heard this, it's probably just micro sleeps. But I couldn't explain it any other way. It's just like I would just be going about my day, and then all of a sudden I feel like the world just glitched for a second. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. But I guess science explains things better than I do most of the time anyway. Or, just other people in general. The pain you feel from a sunburn is your skin cells effectively killing themselves before they mutate into cancer. That's one I actually just learned recently. So, sunscreen, guys, very important. You can grow tumors with hair, teeth, and eyes, but no heart or brain. Okay, so that wasn't super weird, but I learned some things. Did you? Reddit Ask Men. What's something girls do that they think is unattractive, but is actually super cute? When she's really fired up about something that seems mundane, I love the pure emotion of it, even if I can't fully understand it. My girlfriend usually does some random little dances around the house, and she gets embarrassed when I notice, but it's honestly really cute. My wife does her food dance every night after her first bite of dinner. Okay, but do men not do food dances? Because I have a food dance. I'm gonna have to start a survey. Hey, comment down below if you have a happy food dance. Unironic bad jokes. Can confirm. A lady makes a dad joke, and suddenly I want her to put a baby in me. My wife talks with her hands a lot, as do I, and has really expressive, dainty little hand movements that I liken to a raccoon. I think it's super cute, but she thinks I'm making fun of her when I laugh at them. I'm aware that a raccoon isn't a very flattering animal to be compared to, but I just mean the hands. Talking. I hate it whenever they're talking about anything and then they start apologizing for rambling. No, go on. I like it. When you want to eat more, like, baby girl, eat everything. I love you. This sentence is wholesome. Aw, thank you. I love when girls eat and don't try to put up a show because I know when we going out, I'm trying everything I want to try. Dates are so much more fun when you have a food buddy to try new things with, and generally, a full girl is less moody and more mellow. Okay, bet. That is a whole vibe, and we need more of it. I was going to try to argue the moody and mellow part, but I can't deny that I get hangry. ugly laughing. Lady, I don't care if you sound like a constipated walrus. If you're comfortable laughing naturally around me, I'm a happy chappy. That little dance they do when they adjust their pants. Okay, so I didn't realize I did this until someone pointed it out to me a few years ago. Honestly, we just gotta work around the curves. One thing I wish women would understand is that when you love somebody, there are not any flaws in what they do. The weirdness and quirks of their character make you love them more. The stretch marks or scars and areas with extra skin are the spots we love the most because they make you unique. The weird mole you're self-conscious about, or any part of your body you don't love as much, always tends to be my favorite because it makes you, you. This right here, man. I've never found stretch marks, scars, or chub in some extra areas ugly or off-putting. It just wouldn't make sense. I don't know when, how, or why, but stretch marks and chubbiness are the pinnacle of beauty in my eyes. Nothing more beautiful. And I wish more girls would stop putting themselves down for it. Shout out to body positivity from the men. We love body love. Chipmunk like sneezing. I have to admit that's pretty adorable. I have a friend who goes, "Pachoo!" and it's like a legit real life sneeze. It's so cute. Ask Reddit. What starts with P and ends with S and is always on your mind? Where are my freaking pens? Potatoes. Boil 'em, mash 'em? Stick 'em in a stew? Problems. This one's just gonna be too real, isn't it? Parachute pants. MC Hammer has informed me that he will not touch this. Da 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 da. Pens. I swear you would think vet hospital countertops eat them. Put a big handful of pens in the cups on the pharmacy counter, and halfway through the day, I go to grab one, and none of them are there. They've all walked with people somewhere else in the building, and eventually roll under some stationary cabinet, never to be seen again, or travel home in people's pockets with no guarantee of being brought back. Pterodactyls. Yes, top comment. My favorite dinosaur. Parents. I am trying to figure out where they went. Ouch, okay. Calm down, Batman. Oh, I guess he knows where his went, but... Thoughts. I see what you did there. That was super cheesy, but I loved it. Pendulums. It's all about the pendulums. Numino ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. Bless you. That one made me crack up. Oh my gosh. Bless you. Also, I know a word. It's a fear of big words. I can't pronounce it. I'm going to try. It's hippopotamonstrosis squipedalian phobia or something like that. Wild. Parallelograms. Why do these live rent-free in your mind? Pretending to have good mental health and no financial issues. Sadly, I feel it. Parsnips. I have issues. Okay, but Stardew Valley and parsnips, like, that's the only reasoning I can come up with, but I feel it on that level. And finally, someone honest, a big fat pique. And on that note, have a really good day today. You deserve it. Also, thank you so much for supporting me. If you haven't seen it yet, I will link the first video down below. As always, like, comment, and I will literally squee if you subscribe. Thank you.